Hello YouTube. In this video we'll get very specific about how to use patterns and a system for writing patterns, the beginning of a system for writing patterns in composing music. And the melody we'll look at sounds like this. Knowing how to use patterns in writing your melodies is fundamental. So we'll get a little bit more specific on using patterns. Now the first chord we'll look at is the C chord. So the C chord, as we saw in the previous video, is C, E, and G. Now, within that chord, here the first note of the chord in this position is the 1, then we have the 3, then we have the 5. So, starting with C, I can think of this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, in that octave, which is from C to C, in this case C4 to C5, we have the chord tones and we have the non-chord tones. So that would be D, F, and A, and B. So what we have left are the chord tones, C, E, G, and C. So when we go to the G chord in our sequence, the same thing is true. This would be our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8th note in the G, starting from G and ending at G. Where everything is still based in the C scale, and actually by starting on G and going all the way up to G, we're actually in the mixolydian mode. But right now, just think of when you see the A chord, for example, there's the A chord, a triad, because we have 3 notes. So there's your 1, your 2, your 3, your 4, and your 5. Your 6, your 7, and your 8. And the same thing would be true for E minor and so on. Starting, there's your 1, 3, and 5. There's your 2 and 4. And then you're back to your F chord, or you go back to the F chord. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And actually, since we're in the key of C, starting on the F chord and going all the way up, describes what's called the Lydian mode. And then back to the C chord, starting on C4, or you could start on C5. It doesn't really matter. The C's are all in what we call the same pitch class. So there's a C3, a C2, a C1. They're all C. And then we have C5, C6, C7, and C8. So those are all in the same pitch class, in this case of C. And so the pattern we're going to be using for these chords is 1, 2, 3. We're going to start out with the C chord, and we're going to use the 1, 2, 3 pattern. For the G chord, we're just going to use the 1. And we're going to hold that for one measure. Then, starting with A minor, we'll do the 1, 2, 3 again. And then with E minor, we'll just do the 1. With the F chord, we'll do 1, 2, 3, and then with the C chord, a 1, And then we'll change it a little bit. The second time we visit the F chord, instead of doing a 1, 2, 3, we'll do a 3, 4, 5. And then when we visit the G chord again, we'll do a 3, 4, 5. And again, the 3, 4, 5, you're thinking of starting with the 1 in G. And similarly, when you do the 3, 4, 5 in F, your starting point is 1 for counting. So it's the third degree in the F Lydian scale is one way to put it, but we don't need to get too technical at this point. So let's put that together by playing through the song in tempo with those chord patterns. So this will bring this video to a close. So if you found this information useful, please click like. And if you want to get notified when upcoming videos become available, which they will on an almost daily basis, then please subscribe so you'll be notified. So this section will be a beginning composition section, and we'll talk more about scales, including chromatic scales. We'll get into the modes, we'll get into the minor scales, but this primarily so far has been just using the white keys to keep it simple and to give you a foundation on using patterns. So this is Bill McFadden from Tone Pure Music, signing off.